Welcome to the Bo P Show. I'd like to thank everybody that's watching this new adventure we're going on. Thank you for being on the ride with us. Internet broadcast, that's what we're gonna call it, an internet broadcast. We had to find a new name for it because it's not being done like this. So what you got out there is, we got you guys zoomed in. I can actually see you guys' faces on the screen that's watching the show. The band, we can see all this going on as we're doing this show live. And you're hearing the band live, you're hearing me live, and we're looking at you live. It don't get much better than that. We're gonna go to some music, and I'm gonna bring up my first guest, Ugly Boy. Let's shine again. We're able to see you actually on the screen as you're watching the show. Our guests can see you as you're watching. We're glad you're enjoying Ugly Boy. Give a hand to the band, Ugly Boy. Give it up for Ugly Boy. Give it people out there at home. See, I see you clapping out there. I see y'all clapping. Give it up, Ugly Boy. And another thing is, reading people say, Bo, why would you name your band Ugly Boy? It ain't because they're ugly people. But when they play that funk and that music, and it makes you get ugly when you listen to it, and it makes them ugly when they play it. So I said, what's better name? Give it up for Ugly Boy once again, everybody out there watching. Get up for Ugly Boy. They're jamming tonight. All right, I see y'all clapping. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I can call y'all names out. Stacy out there, Robert Wilson, Andrew Dupree, all y'all out there watching. Okay, thank you for watching. There goes my wife. I know she watching, making sure you don't get too close. But this young lady right here is an interesting person I wanted to bring on the show. We met a few days ago. She was telling me something that's going on that I wanted to really y'all hear from her. And she's also, I hate to say it, but she's a Falcon fan.
What?
I'm a Cowboy. I ain't no other bird in
Atlanta. You're not in Dallas. How about that?
But anyway, she's actually the head of the fan supporters group.
Ooh.
Is that like a fan club?
It is.
She's the president, matter of fact, not just the head, but the president. So what is that entitled besides crying every Sunday?
See, well, first of all, let's
cooking out and playing bid with. What is it entitled?
I mean, let's talk about the Falcons for a minute.
Go ahead.
We are at home. We're in Atlanta.
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
It's the home team.
Yes, ma'am.
I need for y'all to understand that it's the home team, right? So I am the president. The name of the organization is ATL Cast.
Okay, ATL
So
Cast.
it's the official supporters group of the Atlanta. Right?
Wow.
And so it's the diehard red and black. We bleed red and black.
Okay.
Home team.
I ain't got nothing against
right?
it. I mean, I'm just a Cowboy. So don't be mad at me because I'm a Cowboy.
I'm really not mad, but let me just get this off my chest so we can have this, you know, interaction right now. So you're a Dallas fan. It's all good, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But we're in Atlanta. Only thing I ask is that you respect the home team. That's all I ask.
I go to y'all. I go to the tailgate.
Fan. Right, go to the tailgate to have fun.
I go to the tailgate, but I'm not.
We have the best tailgates in the country, like really.
Y'all really do.
We really do.
I mean, y'all have the truck with the speakers out there. And
we know how to party.
Live bands. Y'all like New Orleans, man. Y'all do it.
We know how to party.
But y'all just can't win. I wish the tailgaters played for the team.
Laughing.
They laughing. That's the people. You can hear the people laughing at you.
I need Sabrina, Patrice, Calinthia. I need for y'all to like say something. Because that's why we're doing this. We're testing this technology. So I can hear you. We need some energy. I need some help. ATL. That's right. Okay. ATL. You heard that, right?
Oh, it works. Everybody see it works. All right, it works.
You heard that. That was good.
Yeah, we can hear you. ATL, go ATL down. All right, go ahead.
Peace up, ATL down.
But that's interesting. How did you become, as a female, how did you become the president of a man pretty much dominate the sport?
Oh, that's interesting. So I started my own fan club about 12 years ago.
Because they didn't have no fans. So you said, somebody need to do something.
No, we born and raised in Atlanta, Grady babies, and we need to cheer for our team. So I started a fan club 12 years ago. And every year I wrote the Falcons a letter. Hey, we have a fan club. Can we be your official fan club? No response. Hey, new coach, new owner, just trying. And the 12th year, I got the phone call. It was a, look corporate, so I couldn't do exactly how I wanted to do it. I had to, follow some rules, some NFL rules to be the official fan club. So
you are a dedicated woman.
They had another fan club. We merged with them, and I was grandfathered in to be the president in 2 years.
Wow, that is wonderful. That is wonderful. And now, I mean, is it a big job? Is something you got to do during the season?
But think about it. I inherited. This is my first year being president. Are we even gonna have a football season? right? So
This may be the best job you got this year. Then you ain't got to worry about doing nothing
Y'all
for him.
help me. I can't take him. What you're not gonna do on your show, what you're not gonna do is talk about the Falcons. We gotta figure this out.
We're gonna
right?
figure it out.
We're gonna figure this out. So the job this year. Here's my mask.
Mm-hmm.
Should I put it on?
Okay.
Here's my mask.
Okay.
I'll have this for you.
It's
so
beautiful.
every time you.
It's beautiful.
We don't know. It's a new norm. Is there a football season? Are the fans in the stadium? Probably not. Are we gonna be able to tailgate? We gotta be 6 feet apart. We don't know what we're gonna do. So we're just playing about it. We know that we're gonna be fans regardless, whether we have to watch it on TV. But I don't know what it entails. So now that's why I'm here looking at this technology. Because guess what? We might be having a virtual Zoom. We might be having a virtual tailgate on Zoom. Everybody doing what they do, and
well, you the president, make the call.
That's what we might do. So that's why we're here tonight.
That's right.
To try to figure this out.
That's right. See if it works right. And I'm glad to have you as my first guest, because not only are you passionate about football, but some other thing that you're doing that you're passionate about. I'll let you tell the people about another reason we brought you here today.
So my biggest passion is football, obviously, but football is not paying the bills.
What about, hold on, before we get to that, the Bid Wiz.
Okay, so.
Now that's how I met you.
You know, oh, right.
The Bid Wiz tournaments you put on.
So it's a group of us, and we travel state to state playing professional Bid Wiz. So, you know, I have a lot of vices. I have a lot of fun. I work hard and I play hard. Football season, then when it's not football season, we're playing cards, Bid Wiz, space tournaments, whatever it is. And so.
But these are not small tournaments. People don't understand. These 300-400 people.
Oh yeah, they're 300, 400 people, and they're from all over, all the 52 different states. So they're tournaments, and before COVID, like most of the tournaments have been canceled.
Y'all need this now.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out how do we do it.
We're doing it now. Somebody get some cards out while you're at home.
Show them cards.
How
I'm gonna know I don't know. We'll have to figure that out.
Right.
But yes, we travel before COVID, state to state tournaments, main events, playing cards from Friday to Sunday, just nonstop card playing.
It's like football or something. Y'all got like a tournament. Y'all go from town to town.
We go from town to town.
Playing cards. Is there any money involved?
Of course.
Oh.
Right. Of
big
course.
Money?
Tournaments. Points. You're playing for bragging rights. The city with the most wins, and it's just very competitive. It's a lot of fun, and we're a big family. We're a big family. So, you go to any city for anything, and whether you're playing cards or not, you know somebody in that city that you've met on the card circuit.
Now, when you go playing these teams, the team from the city, do y'all stay together, the team you play with the same person every time? Or do y'all okay, that's because they from my city, I'll pick them?
So normally, if your partner can travel with you, you travel with your partner. Sometimes they're partners, and someone lives in Tennessee and someone lives in Georgia, and they meet at the place, right? Wow. So you usually travel with your partner, but if you don't, you may get to a city. Like I know I went to Detroit one year. The Falcons were playing Detroit the same weekend of the card tournament. So I played cards that night, but nobody else went to the game with me, right?
Right.
So I had to find somebody in Detroit to play cards with Friday and Saturday before I went to the game on Sunday.
Wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that was that serious about playing pity pat.
So, y'all help me, because now he wants to talk. First he wants to talk about the Falcons. Now, is he a hater? See, that's what I'm saying. That's my partner.
Right.
That's my original card partner. So now what?
How you liking the stream? How you hearing us on your end, Miss?
I see all my friends representing. Can y'all say something? Hey, y'all, let's pretend this is our normal. Let's pretend this is our normal Zoom call. Is it any different?
Rise up.
Who said to rise up, baby? That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so one at a time. Noel, I see you. Is it any different? I can't hear you. You're on mute.
Rise up.
Except for now, it's live entertainment. Right, but you can You are, so Noelle she's the vice president of the ATL cast, right?
Oh, okay.
And so she's actually trying
Not
to
a
figure
man,
out
another
female.
Yeah,
What?
okay.
So
All right.
she's the vice president, and so she's been calling me like every 2 days, can we have a virtual party? Can we do something virtual?
Yeah.
And so it was real important for her to be a part of this experience so that we can try to determine how we're gonna have our virtual events.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you're watching, Noelle.
Work if they raise their hand or we acknowledge one of them.
Well, we
How
raise
did they
their
know
hand.
that was Noelle? Because I just said Noelle just because she raised her hand.
We have her name. If you know, we don't know if it's a nickname or the name, but he recognized her name and put her.
When I said Noelle.
Right.
Okay, so now I want to talk to.
I hope I'm hoping I'm saying this
Is
right,
good?
Greg. Am I saying that right?
Is that right, Greg?
That's right.
So
You got it. That's exactly it.
So Greg, you see Sabrina Jenkins? She's not showing her face. She's just showing her beautiful picture with the blue on.
Can y'all hear me now?
Can you unmute Sabrina? Sabrina?
Hey,
That's
Miss
somebody
Sabrina.
else. I think that's somebody else.
Okay. But anyway, this is the way the technology
that's it.
works. This is the first night we're trying this, and we're going to. It's working fine. Everything has a little touching up to do, but we're glad that people are out there watching to help us with this beta test we're doing. And right now, we're going to let the band play a little bit as I line up my next guest. Thank you for watching. My man just came in. Thank you for watching. Everybody, thanks for watching. Shine on. Let's do this, ugly boy. Let's shine again. Give it up once again for Ugly Boy, Jim in the background, man. Thank him for showing up. My guys, man, the band, I called them last minute. This band was put together in 2 days, ladies and gentlemen. I can't tell you how much I'm impressed by them. They know each other, but I didn't know them. Other than my man that's playing the drum, my man Moody, he said I put together a great team. He brought a music director of all people. I didn't know he was gonna do that. The man did it right, and he got a great bass player, my man Chris, my man Shed in the house. That's Ugly Boy. They didn't mind being called Ugly Boy, the group, because they know it's okay to be cute, but ugly stands out. So that's. You ever been in a room when a whole bunch of pretty people is around and everybody say, "Oh, she's just pretty," but when that ugly person walk in the room, everybody's woo. Who is that? So that's why they here. They standing out like we do. We standing out right. It's the Bo Peep Show. Every week, man, I like to try to do a tribute to comics. I'm a comedian, and I like to do something called Laugh Jam. And man, I want y'all to shine on a little of this for me when you get a chance, okay? The brother I want to tribute this week, man, and more than a tribute, he's a fallen brother. It's more than I don't know how to say it. The brother I love dearly, a comedian friend of mine named Tyler Craig, who passed away this week. And I like to play a little bit of his comedy for people who don't know him. So people who do know him, this is my way of saying thank you to a brother that I really respect and love. And we're gonna play some of his comedy right now.
Stage, meeting Tyler Craig. What's happening, ATL? Hold on, I gotta pull myself together. Joe number one.
And I love that brother, man. Very funny brother. He's gone too soon. All right, now I got another guest in the house. This brother here I met, and we'll talk more about that, how I met him. It's crazy, but this brother, I really respect this brother. This brother, we was talking about this young lady who works with the prisoners here in Fulton County, and this young man, he knows a little bit about the prison system because he's done upwards of almost 30 years in prison. And he's out today. He's now a motivational speaker. He's also a counselor, a coach for what you call it? A coach. He's a
Life coach.
Life coach. Something a lot of people need, man, nowadays. And I'm gonna let you let him tell you more about his story and see what he has to say today. Thank you for coming on the show, my man Charles Silk Dunn, ladies. You get it for Charles Silk Dunn. All right, Silk, man.
Hey, man, thank you for having me first, Bo Peep, man. I really appreciate what you're doing here, man.
Appreciate it, Doc.
It's big time, brother.
You know I had to call you.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah. So hold on one second. Someone is playing something in the background. We're gonna take care of that. Then we're gonna get to your story here. I want people to really hear what you got to say.
Somebody's not muted.
Someone is not muted, but thank you for watching. Though we know you're learning as we're learning, so we're not mad at you. Just thank you for being patient with us. We'll take care of that problem. Okay, there we go. Charles Silk Dunn, ladies and gentlemen, take it away.
Well, I was given a 30-year sentence at 23 years old out of Columbus, Ohio, for being the youngest drug kingpin in the state of Ohio.
Wow, 23 years.
At 23 years old, I was given 30 years.
Given 30 years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you, were you drug dealing?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's all about having a spirit of accountability, but I made some decisions in my life based upon being vindictive, being vengeful. I felt like that my brother had lost his NFL career to drugs. So, I had some misguided loyalties, but, I did what I did, and I definitely wouldn't trade a day of my life to change it.
And you went on to do some amazing things, though, from being behind bars. And I wanted you to speak on some of that,
well,
programs you started.
What I try to tell people, most people have never been introduced to themselves because we live in a society that constantly follows the follower. So, we get how we dress, our haircut, the things we like, the cars we drive from seeing other people. So most people have never sat down long enough to really identify with their true self. So for me, going to prison allowed me to stop doing what I was taught to do long enough to discover what I was born to do. So when I got there, I saw so many young men, man, that couldn't read, couldn't write, people that were broken in spirit. They felt like that their life was over. So in the process of reaching out to help people, I did not know it was actually transforming me. So ultimately, I started teaching like 500 prisoners a week, created curriculums for the Federal Bureau of Prison. Judges all across the country started sending people to the prison that I was in to mentor. I started life coaching celebrities and athletes that were McDonald's All-Americans, people that were going to Division I schools. So it actually turned out to be really amazing how God can turn tragedy into triumph. I went in with one mindset and came out a total different other.
That's great, man. That's great. Now, how me and this brother met just through a mutual friend. Said, hey, man, I got a man that needs some artwork done. I fool around with a little Photoshop. So I said, okay, what do you need done? He said, I'm gonna let you know, the people call you, they gonna send me, he gonna call you. He called me. I said, you say you in prison, how you gonna call me? And next thing I know, I got a call from prison. So, hey man, I need you to do my artwork for me, man. He said, I'm getting out in a little while and I wanna do a getting out party and I want some artwork done, a flyer done. He said, but I've been in prison for 25 years. Nobody don't remember, they don't know what I look like now. They only know what I look like when I went in, so I need a new picture. I said, well, don't y'all take them on the board behind you with the little stuff in the background? He said, no, man, I don't want that kind of picture, man. I want you to come shoot me a picture. So I'm like, how am I supposed to shoot you? I'm not going up there to the prison and hey, bring him over here by the fence so I can get a shot of him. So I said, man, how we gonna make this work? He said, well, I'm gonna be doing work at the park with the work team, and I'm gonna come out the bushes, you shoot the picture. I said, hold on, man, ain't that against the law?
Is that the truth?
No,
That's a true story.
That's 100% the truth.
I said, man, ain't that against the law? I said, man, I can't do nothing like that, man. He's the man, I got you back, man, I got you. Don't worry about it. I said, no, you ain't there. How you got me? You may get me when I get in there, but I ain't in there yet. Now. So I don't know, the man, he didn't have a gift of gab. The man had a motivational way of talking to me. We ended up talking every day.
For real.
And I said, man, no problem, I'll shoot the picture. Went up there, man, he jumped out the bushes, took the shirt off, put another shirt on, I shot the picture, rolled up out the park. Rolled around, rolled around, that dude jumped out, hey, he come around and say, hey, where you come from? You hear the phone, go around that way, he gonna call you. Okay, all right. It worked out, here he is today, and I didn't go in then, I mean, it worked out, but man, when the brother got out, man, I've never seen fanfare like this for someone getting out of prison. When I say fanfare, not just fanfare, the brother had motivated and talked to so many people that when he got out of prison, CNN was there when he got out of prison, ladies and gentlemen. The man, they rolled up a stretch limo to the prison to pick him up. I've never seen anything like this. Drove him out to prison in the stretch limo, CNN waiting to get his story right then. And I was like, what have I walked into with this brother? So we've been brothers ever since then. I had some problems he took care of. As soon as he got out of prison, he got on a plane and flew to California and took care of a problem that I had with some business-wise. So that's when I said, this is a good brother right here. So, man, tell him some of them crazy stories you were telling me about.
Well, you know
what you had to learn when you go to prison.
What I've learned about going to federal prison, you'd be surprised. Over half of the businesses and establishments that you see that blacks have been successful in, there is someone behind the scenes that paid the ultimate price for that. Believe that. Mm-hmm. You know, because society is not structured for you to do anything but be like what people call a robot. So when you have trendsetters and people that are willing to go the extra mile, like Shay and like you yourself, those people make sacrifices. And going to federal prison, man, listen, I tell people all the time that your power is not in the Rolex, it's in the Rolodex. Your power is who picks up the phone for you. Too often we sell ourselves short for monetary gain. We disrespect loved ones for money. We try to get over on people for everything that you could possibly imagine. But we don't realize that that is not true wealth. That's not power. Power is when you can get anything done anywhere from right where you stand. So you're not listening to me, so I'm gonna say it again. Power is when you can get anything done anywhere from where you stand.
Wow.
That's power.
That's it.
That's influence.
Yes.
And the only way you get that is being good to people and treating people well, to make people feel like they have an emotional investment in who you are and what you're doing. So what happens is, your issue becomes theirs. So when you had an issue and I saw how you was willing to cross the line for me, your issue became mine. And that's all that brands do, is try to make customers or consumers buy into their brand emotionally. So you have to realize you are a brand. Nothing is better than brand you. So it should be about your integrity. It should be about your investment in people. And that's what prison was for me. The worst thing they could have done was put me in jail because they turned me from somebody that was local to global influence.
Right.
But that just goes to show you that when God got a plan for you, nobody can stop it.
And that's why it's coincidental she's here today with us, because her cause became our cause. All the guys work here, her cause became a cause that we would like to take on. She's dealing with an issue in the local jails that they're overcrowded and can't go to court because of coronavirus. So you got guys been in court since March and April who ain't been to court yet. Now these boys finna fall in love with each other, they don't get out of there soon. So that's why we got her here to help out.
First of all, I want to cut you off and say something. This sister should be saluted 10 times and supported 1,000,000 times, because let me tell you what is the most dangerous place for somebody when they get locked up. Is right there in that
county jail.
In that county jail. See, a lot of people don't realize it's a tactic used by overzealous. I'm going to say overzealous. I'm going to say all law enforcement. It's a tactic used by overzealous law enforcement and overzealous prosecutors to lay somebody in a county jail, right, long enough to where you feel like the walls is closing in on you, people are not bathing, people stealing your food, you dealing with rats and roaches, and now they saying, well, listen, tell on your best friend and we're going to get you right up out of here. Or get on the stand and put other people in the situation you don't want to be in, and we're going to let you out of here. And most people do not have the fabric. They don't have the personal constitution to withstand that kind of pressure. When you go in that county jail, you have to say at that point, I am willing to die for my principles. I didn't do 30 years thinking I was going to get out every step of the way. Nah, I went in there realizing life as I know it might be totally over. But I refuse not to believe in God, not to believe in myself, and not to believe in my journey. So what this sister's doing, man, is listen to me. I have watched dudes hang themselves. Watch them hang themselves. I've watched guys who went into the county jail with one state of mind and get raped. I have watched guys go in there, and now by the time we got to the penitentiary, they on what they call hot meds. That's the mental medication because they've lost it. They're really not focused anymore. Like they're all over the place. So man, the county jail breaks a lot of people down. And I know that all too well because at 23, they put me in a county jail for 22 months. And she would tell you, staying in a county jail for 2 years is the worst kind of torture that you could give a young black man.
Torture.
So now speak on the issue you're having.
So, as you know, right, COVID hit in March. Let me just give you an example. So, April 15th, I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time because my homeboy robbing somebody, right? So, we go to jail on March 15th. It's August 10th. I have not had a preliminary hearing to determine whether I was involved in the robbery or not. We need this technology. We need it bad.
And fast.
And so the judges, the county officials, everybody is committed to making it right, but we need some help. We need some help. We have hearings. We're doing the best we can, but it's certain things that you can't do by law, right? The laws need to change.
That's right.
Things are different now. It's a new normal. So we're looking at different ways to try to make sure that those folks that are in that county jail right now that may not need to be there because they didn't really do anything, that we give them their day in court.
I want to make a comment, Bo Peep. Do you know when this COVID hit, because I've spent longer in prison than I have in society, you know the first thing I thought about? I said, boy, them brothers in the county jail about to go through it. That's the first thing I said, because that is the torture grounds. That is the place where people use that. I love what she said about going to court. People don't realize that when you sit in a place like that, You sitting in this four-corner establishment. You got all these different people coming in, from rapists to child molesters to murderers to people that don't bathe, to people that got crabs and body lice.
Mental
I mean, it's man, you can't imagine. You can't imagine what you have, the mindset you have to survive that and not be bitter and not be angry. That is the most important thing that everybody needs to focus on now, is getting that from the page to the stage, to where it's no longer just something that's being talked about. Because, man, that is an abuse of due process. It's violating human rights in so many ways when you leave a person incarcerated that hasn't even been found guilty. And I tell people all the time, don't wait until it touches your family or your neighbor before you want to get involved. And I always trick people when I say this to them. I said, do you think everybody in jail is guilty? That's the first thing that I ask somebody. And they all say no. And I say, I hope you're not going to say yes, because people get out of jail every day that the Innocent Project has found out through DNA, through some newly discovered evidence, that this woman or man is totally innocent. So imagine knowing this, that you can be grabbed out of the comforts of your home for doing absolutely nothing, because the license plates had mud on it and it was really a 4 and it looked out like a 7, but the 4 made them knock on your doorstep and said you did something. Now you got to prove that, and for us, it's not innocent till proven guilty. She can tell it's guilty until you can prove yourself innocent. So by the time you sit in jail, you done lost your job. I done seen people leave their loved ones from family to kids and think somebody did something, and they didn't do it, but you're not afforded your day in court. So the issue that she is fighting, man, we all need to rally behind that, brother, because like Dr. Martin Luther King said, man, an injustice anywhere, man, is an injustice everywhere.
Right, right. Well, man, we could go on and on about this, but this is our first time doing the show. Don't go anywhere. I want to ask anyone out there that's watching live, do you have any critiques for us that we can put your hand up and I can say what you have a problem on your end, anything that we can work out for you while we're doing this beta thing? What can we do better for you on your end? Anyone want to put your hand up and say something?
Make sure they unmute their audio and ask you a question.
Okay, unmute your audio and ask the question. Robert, Mr. Robert Wilson, you want to say anything? How we sounding to you?
We know more. Yep. What do you got? More letters.
To what now?
Service file.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I hear you now. Is that him? Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, Mr. Robert. Oh, okay. I can't hear you anymore, Mr. I can't hear you anymore. Okay, hear you anymore. Okay.
You're on and down, so.
We're working on that. We're working on that end. Okay, we're working on that. But as long as you're looking good, we're sounding good on your end, we'll work on the communication back and forth at a different time. Ben, get ready to do something. We're going to come back after this, see if our next guest is ready online. All right, this is the Bo P Show, man. We thank y'all for watching, tuning in. This is something new we're trying, and we see everybody, all you guys. We appreciate you for listening and watching tonight. I know you can be somewhere else, but we thank you for tuning in right now. Ugly Boy, let's shine on, man. Let's shine on. Ugly Boy, man, y'all are shining tonight, brother. Let me tell you something, man. Y'all gonna be looking good when you leave here. I mean, to change y'all name next week to Cute. Can't be ugly no more. Y'all getting down out there, man. Y'all getting down over it, man. Hey, man, everybody here watching, I see a lot of people's faces I know. Thank y'all for staying with us. Ms. Stanowich, we lost your feed, so we're gonna try to come back to you in a minute when we get it better. Oh, I think she's up now. She's up now. She's in the house now. Ms. Stanowich. Oh, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a guest on from California. She is an actor, a director. She is a creative content creator. She's a producer. She's a casting director. She does all this, and she's an animal caster too. She casts animals, believe it or not, for movies and television shows. I ain't know anybody had a job doing that, but she does that also. Her name is Toni Stanowich. I want to bring you to the room. How you doing, Miss Stanowich, today?
Hi, thanks for having me.
Great. Thank you for coming on. We wanted to test someone with this new technology, and you was about as far as away as we can get someone to come in. And we said, we can get someone that far away, maybe it'll work out. So we're glad to have you in the room. And I was telling some of the people some of the stories I know about you for us. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, this was one of my first managers in comedy when I started. She saw something in me that nobody else saw, and she made sure that people saw, she made sure that I was seen by the people that need to be seen. So I thank you very much for that from myself. But she went on to do other things. And she got some crazy shows she worked with, like the Knives with Wives and all that. Tell the people what you do.
Well, I mean, it's so many. I mean, when you talk about entertainment, and I've had a great career as far as doing anything and everything that I wanted to at least try once, and it's kind of it all just stuck. So I'm very fortunate. But getting back to you, like you were the greatest story of it all. I mean, we're going back to the 1990s, and I believe it was like a talent show, or it was some type of a comedy show or something. And when Bo took the mic, I mean, the whole room lit up, and everybody just listened to his whole set. And all of the other singers and all of the other people, I mean, they just kind of faded out, and Bo just kind of took over the room, and everybody fell in love with him. And I just remember it like it was yesterday. And I said, this guy has got some real talent. And then that's when I introduced myself to him, and I said, hey, I could probably help you. And so the rest is history. And so now we're going full circle from the 1990s, and we're doing this TV show. And I'm really excited to be a part of it, because just seeing his career flourish, and the number of people that have came out to support him for this endeavor has been actually just something beautiful for me to watch. So thank you for having me aboard.
Thank you. No problem, man. When she came up to me and said, hey, I can help you, and I'm looking at, who is this little white lady? I'm about to go back to the field work. I'm from the country. I'm from Mississippi. I was like, who this little white lady want to help me? I'm not going to do no more field work now. I told her, I'm not going back. I ain't no plantation worker. She said, no, you got some talent. And I'm like, I ain't got no talent. I don't know what I'm doing. I ain't had no headshots, nothing. That's when I found out what a bio was, what a headshot was. How you solicit. She didn't solicit work because I wasn't ready to be paid for work, but she made sure I was seen by the people who eventually, when I seasoned enough, they was aware of who I was. So I thank her, because a lot of that traveling around come out of her pocket at the time. I didn't have that kind of money to go certain places to get to certain events. And, she did that for me, and I thank her every day, because people got to see me. So when I did get seasoned enough, those same people that she had me around, like, hey, I remember you, I remember him, and they brought me in. And my dumb butt left her as a manager and moved away from her. I was thinking, I'm bigger than you now. I don't need you no more. Thank you. But no, she's always been there when I needed, help to call and talk to about it. But she understood at the time, like, you need to go. Someone else can do other things with you. I mean, Sip, you met her.
Toni is an unbelievable spirit and unbelievable talent. And one thing about Toni that's different than most. You have some people that know the business, but she has the spiritual anointing to actually do something with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of times it's really not the project, it's the handlers that's on the project
Exactly.
that make it go.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. That's why I think it so much. So, Tony, tell us some of the crazy work you do. I mean, you were telling me if you want a coyote for your video shoot, or a polar bear, you that type of person that finds that in Hollywood.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate that going back to what Silk was talking about is that yours as good as your Rolodex takes you, and if someone picks up that phone call and you're able to make that phone call no matter where I am in the world, because I work internationally as well, that I mean, if you said, hey, I saw that bear with Jason Momoa, and, can I have that for my music video? Like, what would it cost? Like, what, that just seemed really cool. And I saw that bear too on Yellowstone last week. And I said, yes, of course. Where do you want it? And we'll have it for you. And so that's just one of the funny little things that has happened recently, actually. And Tag That Bear, boy, I tell you, he's really getting a lot of work. And what a great career he's got on to.
Oh, now there.
Yeah, I know, bear. But no, I mean, it's just from animals, people, places, and things. I mean, being a producer, your Rolodex has to be so vast, and the people list and the people, places, and things. Planes, trains, automobiles. I mean, everything. You call me and I get it done no matter where I'm at, and that's what makes a successful producer.
Right. Yeah, yeah. See, the Bo Peep show, when I started it out, people said, what's your show going to be about? I've traveled the world. I've met some interesting people. I got a young lady online now. She's a promoter out of Alabama. I see her watching. And I just meet interesting people. And I said, somebody else want to know their story. You know what I'm saying? Just like I met you. Somebody else want to know your story. I mean, but what makes me keep up with them when they tell me crazy stuff, like you told me, going to prison. One of the worst things you can do is fart in your cell.
Oh yeah,
with your cellmate in there.
Yes,
you cannot fart, and he said that'll get your head busted.
Yeah, I see.
How you hold it? Well, you can't go nowhere.
I seen a couple dudes get stabbed up for that.
Yeah.
Seriously.
See that?
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't even think. It's to me, it's amazing the different cultures. Like you could be out here and you can be in a different side of town, and somebody will pass gas and you will hear them say, oh, that was a good one, and they laugh. And, you know what I mean? But in prison, you in the television room and you in the cell and you pass gas, you are really asking to be dealt with on a whole nother physical level. That's one of the most disrespectful things that you could do, as well as, remember I told you the one about sitting an empty tray of trash on a table when someone's eating.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, what do you think the public can do to help your situation?
I don't know if the public could really do anything. We need to figure out ways that this technology can help our situation, right? So if I say, I need to be in court, I need to see the person that said I raped them, right?
That's right.
I can't do a Zoom hearing without being able to see that person, because the person saying, hey, I raped them, you want to be able to look them in the eyes. That's the law. You have a chance. You're supposed to be able to do that, right? So how do you do that with that technology? You can't, we're not transporting prisoners, inmates from the jail, right? So you're not in the same room now. So how do you do it, right? And then you're talking about, don't even talk about jury trials. Woo. You're not going to tell me to come and be on the jury and sit next to 12 strange people, this close together for days at a time for a trial. Right? So it's those things that now that we're in this situation, the laws are going to have to change. We're going to have to find a new norm. Otherwise, the folks that were scheduled to go to court in May, they've been in jail, the county jail, for 24 months, right?
Yep.
And they thought they were going to court.
And
they can't go now.
I'm going to add to what she's saying. There's something called a 90-day Speedy Trial Act.
Not anymore.
So that's what I was about to get to.
No,
so
you can't.
Because this is a pandemic, this is a crisis, they just threw out all this. So there was a 90-day Speedy Trial Act to say that you have to have some kind of crisis, right, to to go past 90 days. Like you have to take a person to trial. However, I
Not
wasn't
trial, indictment. Come on,
right,
let's be clear.
exactly.
Have to be indicted within 90 days, meaning the prosecutor has to have
You have to go through your
enough
process.
charges. Right.
Right. But what is bad about that is they find ways, right, to postpone that rule. Because how was I sitting up for 24 months? You understand what I'm saying? Getting what's called a continuance. So what she's saying is so important. It's so important that there is the technology. I love the advice that she's giving. We need the technology to be able to do that because I love the example she used. I was coming out of a grocery store with my dad some years ago before he passed, and the police officer just said, "Hey, can y'all stand right there for a minute? This lady is identifying, she's trying to figure out the people that mugged her." So they just want us to stand there and let's see what listen now, let's just see what she says. So the lady pulls up in the back of the cruiser and the police officer say, "Are these the two men that mugged you?" And she said no, but at that point,
she had said yes.
Exactly, you already
It
know
was just
exactly
a
what
yes.
I'm saying.
Yes, they are. It's
And
over.
we in the grocery store shopping, we don't even know this lady. But what if she was so mentally traumatized
said
that
yes.
she decided that now, going to what Shay said, now, after she settles down, when she needs to be faced with us again, like she said, what if that's 6 months?
Yeah. Wow. Tony, you still there?
Yes.
Now, how is Hollywood dealing with this issue? I know, because you do a lot of shows like Knives and Wives, a lot of the LMN. I see movies like that on Lifetime, the love stories and the close encounter stories. How is Hollywood taping now? How are they dealing with that situation?
You know, some of the bigger studios are figuring it out. The littler ones are still kind of, as I see it, kind of stumbling. They've put in place people called COVID compliance officers, and that kind of leads, certain productions so they can open up and, do the temperature taking and all of that. It's a real process, but it's also very arduous because when you have sets more than, say, 200 people, I mean, you've got to have, 10 COVID officers to take temperatures. You're the first one in, you're the last one out, and just the day is just draining. You're talking about if everybody else is there, say 15 hours, you're probably there 18 hours. So you probably can only work, every other day just because you'd be so zonked. But getting back to how is Hollywood dealing with it? Again, each studio is different. And I see a lot more smaller productions being able to get on their feet a lot quicker because they are figuring it out. And that's great because, it is sometimes those littler independent films that are that we see on those say smaller networks, and that's going to be the content that's going to keep reproducing and the new stuff that's going to be out there. The larger studios, I don't think that they're going to be able to turn it out as quickly as, say, the more independent studios. That's just my 2 cents.
Oh, okay. We're testing this beta project right now, and we thank you guys for sticking on with us this time. We're not going to hold you guys long tonight. We just want to make sure this technology works, and we were more than welcome to your feedback. We got comment boards, comment pages. Any feedback you want to give us, we'll take it. Before we go, I know you got a book you want to talk about, and anything else you want to say, Tony, before you leave, and also you too, Ms. Shay.
Okay.
Tony, anything else you want the people to know? I know you told me once before you don't mind not giving out your information because you go find what you're looking for. You don't really want a lot of people calling you like that.
No, I mean, I'm always interested in looking for the new, fresh faces, talent, because not just only animals. I mean, that's just one fun side of my job that I like to do. But I mean, I worked on Lady Bird, the film. I mean, I was part of the casting, department, and I've worked on a lot of large films. And then just going back to like in the 1990s and the 2000s, putting on those huge concerts, that was always kind of a blast. But this is not about me. This is about you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. How you like the technology?
I love it. I wish I could figure it out a little bit better on my end, but it was great seeing Silk. So I wish I could wave and give him a big hug. And thanks for having me. This is great. If you need help or if you need me to to beta test some more, definitely count on me, and I'll be there, and I'll figure out how you can actually see me this time.
Thank you, thank you, man. You know, I definitely need you all the time. So, Miss Shay, anything you want to say to the people, your Bid Wiz team and your fans?
I have a lot of, I want to thank my friends. Like, I sent a text out at 7:15 saying, I see y'all. I sent a text out at 7:15 saying, here's the link, log in. And when I tell you they representing, like, I got ride or die. I see you. Yeah. That's all I can say. Like, it is. Yeah. Flizzo, is Flizzo right there? Let me just tell you about that man. Yeah. He gets me involved in everything. I saw him earlier. I don't see him. But anyway, all I'm saying is, when you talk about the Rolodex and when you talk about power, that's a real conversation. Anything can happen anywhere with just a phone call. I can pick up the phone and call anyone on this call, and whatever I need is done. That's right. And so it comes from believing in what you do. I'm walking in my purpose now. I used to be in the court system, working on that end. I wanted to have a bigger impact, so I shifted to do my own thing, and I haven't looked back. And I'm making a difference, not only in the county, but in the state. So I want to make sure that we figure this out, because every day when my team looks through that jail roster and I'm trying to decide when the last time this person has been to court, and then I get his mama or his baby mama or his sister on the phone saying, he's in there, I don't really think he did this, and there's nothing we can do without those hearings, right? And so we have to figure out this technology sooner than later, or the system backs up and we're gonna be in a real bad place.
Well, Bo P Show and Real Eyes Production, we're on it. Then my team is great. Anything you want to say to the people before you
Man, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for having me.
My book.
Yes, that is yours. That is my book, I Will Not Be Denied. I want you to know, Tony, girl, you know that I love you. So proud of you and everything that you're doing. I just wanted the viewers to know that it takes people like you, Bo Pete, that really showcase, man, and put the light to real serious issues. And if there's anything that I would want to say to the viewers right now, I would want to say this to you. Nothing in life is as it appears to be. I Will Not Be Denied on Amazon.com. Charles Silk Dunn. Please go cop that book.
Man, I thank you very much. Ugly Boy, let's shine this thing up. Real Eyes Production, my man Darnell on the video right here. I got my man Trace on the lights. We got Pat, do what he does. We got Tim Cole, we got my other man Tim, we got Greg, we got Alex, we got everybody, man. We thank y'all. It's the Bo P Show. We'll see y'all next time. Thank y'all for watching. We'll be back. The Bo P Show. Ugly Boy. Keep on shining.
Bye.